So we hear a lot about Manchester Derby, Old Firm, Liverpool Derby, the various London derbies. Second City Derby, I mean, there was in separate divisions for a long period of time. But Ian, do you think it's been overshadowed in some way by the national media? And
I think ever since the national media has always overshadowed Birmingham. You've got offices in Manchester, offices in London, Birmingham. They don't seem too concerned about it, to be honest. So for me, I think it's a massive derby. It's as big as the Liverpool derby. It's as big as the Manchester derby. It's as big as the Glasgow derby. It's as big as any of the London derbies. For me, it's a massive derby. You've got two teams in the second biggest city in the country. If Birmingham could had a 45,000 stadium for that game, they'd have fit it. Villa Park's always sold out with 42,000. It is a big game. It means a lot to so many people, to be honest, I think.
And Garry, obviously Sky Sports, they didn't pick up on it last time round, but they're picking up on it this time. It's live on TV. But do you still think it doesn't get the coverage it deserves and the build-up it does, other than obviously us guys locally? But
we all feel it. We're involved in it. It's our derby. But you can imagine, like Celtic Rangers, it's the same sort of thing. It's their derby. Everyone's excited about the thing. But like you say, the fact that they didn't even pick up on it, was it last year? They never bothered it. I mean, it just shows exactly how they treat the Midlands derby, and it's scandalous, really, because every other derby is an important game for that city, as Clarky said. We're the second city. Our derby is important to us, and it should be covered. It should have coverage. I'm amazed. I couldn't believe it when it wasn't covered that time. And it's good they're going to show it again. But they show all the derbies, and they should treat them more with respect than that.
On your travels as well, I mean, we've both been around a fair bit. Have you found in certain cities that you've had problems where people have,
yeah, I mean, I have to say, believe it or not, the Stoke Port Vale derby is particularly nasty. I mean, there's probably about 45,000 Stoke fans and 4,000 or 5,000 Port Vale fans. Yeah. But every time they meet, it's a particularly nasty derby. Yeah. And I think it's the same anywhere, really. If you've got two teams in a city together, I think there's always going to be that rivalry. I'm sure the Sheffield United, Garry probably played in one of those. So yeah. I'm sure there's lots of rivalry when you get two teams from the same city.
Is it, Garry, do you think it's better having local lads involved in them derbies?
I think you've got to. I mean, I think that you need local lads because the fans relate to them anyway, and they know. I mean, as myself as a local boy, all my dad's mates and my mates would be like, "You've got to win this game," and it's not a pressure because you want to go and enjoy the game, but you do feel you need to go and not let yourself down, as it were. So it's important the local lads are involved in it. I think when we hadn't played them. Blues for 20 years, I think it was. I remember saying to Tails, I met Ian Taylor in town, and I was going, "Did I realise how important this is to us?" And he was saying because I think we had a few Angel and a few playing and they didn't really realise. And they lived in Birmingham, but it was not that important to them. They didn't realise, but they did after about 15 minutes. And obviously, once we lost the game, they obviously realised what it meant to us because it's an important game. No one takes defeat well anyway, but especially when it's your near neighbours, you take it even worse.